Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Toon Talk Tuesday with the Sweeplings. That's us. Today, we wanted to talk to you about kind of a couple songs, honestly. Oh, there's my dog. Sydney, you're interrupt. Don't embarrass me in front of my friends.
It's very serious.
We want to talk to you about our song, What If I Missed It All? And parentheses, the foreword. These two songs they were separate pieces and they ended up together on the album because we wanted more. We weren't done after we started, so we kept going.
And there was a little bit of a story to tell to it. We got the album minus one song that you didn't get to hear. We had it all done, recorded, finished, produced, you name it. And then we were looking at it as a whole and we were like, man, it'd be nice to have like a musical moment that could take you from that song into What If I Miss It All? Mm-hmm. And so we were talking about how to do that, and we had some other instrumental ideas. And then Cammy sat down at the piano for a little bit and just like created it, like just really wrote this piece. Mm-hmm. And if the trick to it is, here's like the big thing, is that it's not just like a musical piece that goes before the song. It ends, and then the next song starts on the next chord.
Yes. Even more backstory for you music nerds is I wrote this piece just as a concept in general. And we don't usually have like a ton of like instrumental piano things that we do. Every once in a while there'll be like touches of things in our music, but I felt like this was just a piece. Maybe it would turn into a song, or maybe it would just kind of get chopped up, or maybe it was just for me. I don't know. Whitney's an old guy and he goes to bed early. So he went to bed early, and I was in Alabama. So I had a lot of my what is it called when you go across country?
Travel, jet lag. Jet lag.
Jet lag. I had jet lag. No, not jet lag. It's because our time zones are different.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Because I'm in Pacific time and he's in Central time. So it was like 10 o'clock where we were, but that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it is. Because like 10,
I just wasn't sleepy. Oh my gosh, this is a long story to tell you. I wasn't sleepy. I wanted to keep going. So I stayed in the studio with this piano. I just wrote this piece and loved it. And then we started talking the next day about having this instrumental whatever. I was like, oh, maybe this could work. But it was in a totally different key. And if I'm honest, it wasn't the easiest thing to play in the world. So I was like, I'm just not going to do that. Or we'll have to like transpose it. But then music Cammy got in my own head. I'm like, you have to learn to play this for real. You can't just transpose it. You're not a real musician unless you learn it in both keys. Well, it turns out that it ended up working to start it in the original key that I wrote it in, and then create a transition in the actual forward song to go into the key of What If I Miss It All? So it became this like expansion flow that worked from one key all the way to the next key, and was really, really fun to create and work on, because it was something that was very different from what we normally do and how we normally work. And I showed it to Whitney and he said,
let's throw a cello and a violin on that sucker.
Love it.
Let's do it.
So that's the forward. That's how that kind of came about. And then What If I Miss It All is a whole nother beast.
Yeah, we started that one like a year and a half ago or something like that, maybe longer at this point, depending on when you're watching this. And we had just the very beginning built bones of it. And as you would have it, the pandemic hit and things. I had a child. Well, I didn't. My wife did. I was a part of the process, but I didn't have the kid. And then Cammy's father passed. So it created this narrative for us to be like, you know what? What if we took that song and then it was about like the things you might miss, and like how it's a kind of like a linear story about how you start life and how time is racing by, and it's like you're meant to race towards an end all the time. Mm-hmm. And then, the end is near. Did you miss it? And all these things. So that was kind of the story behind the song lyrically, was that I had the kids. So there's a couple of lines in there talking about like, the from the time you lift your head, you're racing in the world, whatever, into the world, racing to the end.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some lines like that. They're all brought from our personal experiences, and we kind of threw it in there. So it went from like an unfinished start of a song to a like wholly different finished thing. A side note, the "What If I Miss It All" line and title took forever.
Oh yeah, we had like 12 different iterations of what the last line of the song could be, and that one was one of the first ones that we sorry, my dog
squeaker toy in the background.
That was one of the first ones that we put in there, but we just kept coming back like, I don't know if that's good enough. Is it the right answer? I don't know. And we kept rewriting it.
Yeah, we literally did like 15 different versions of it, just lyrically, with that little la da 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 da, and just like filling that gap with just lyric and lyric.
Most of our work tapes and voice memos have us doing that.
I'm like, what else could it be other than ba da 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 da? So that we could beat that line. We just felt like it had to be impactful enough to match the rest of the emotions that the song was presenting. So
turns out that line is one of the most impactful lines we've ever written, because I've had multiple people now that have heard the song tell me, like, as soon as you got to that, like, you set up this whole, we set up this whole song where it's like, this is the beginning and this is the middle and this is the end and this is what happens and life just goes and it's over and over and over, and you don't always take time in your life to like pause and see if you're living it, basically, or if you're just missing it. And so I think that line ended up being perfect for the pause, like forcing people to say, like, all this stuff happened, all of this life is there. What if you miss it all? Like, what if you get to the end and you're like, did I do it?
Yeah.
Did I live it?
Another line that's fun, it says the dates above our bodies only measuring.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the point of the song, really, truly. It's, what did you do? Somebody told me when I was in high school, like playing football or whatever, we had like this quote where it's like, live the dash, it's super cheesy, but the sentiment behind that is really beautiful. That inevitably, we all have a start and a finish.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make the gap between those two as impactful and beautiful as possible. And that's what this song is about, is realizing that now so you can make the most of it.
Yeah.
So for you out there listening to this record and this song, thank you for making our experience with writing it and our life better because of your involvement in it. And that's what the song's about. Full circle, we're all in it together doing the happy things for each other. So thank you for the happy things that I feel.
Love you guys. Thank you for listening to our Toon Talk Tuesday today.
You're the best. Thank you. Bye.
What if I miss it all? If you blink, it can pass you before you know. Don't let it slip past your hand.